Breaking updates now coming in from Australia, where at least 10 people were shot dead after two gunmen opened fire at Sydney's Bondi beach. According to witnesses, around 50 shots were fired during the shooting that took place around 2 hours ago. The Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has said that the scenes in Bondi are shocking and distressing. Police and emergency responders are on the ground working to save lives. He has in fact said that his thoughts are with every person affected, but the visuals are extremely disturbing. 10 people have been killed, and this was a Jewish festival that was targeted. Massacre being witnessed on the beach, and this is one of the most popular beaches in Australia, and it's absolute horror that has been caught on camera with bodies being strewn all around. Priyank, any more details coming in on the shooter? You just mentioned Naveed Akram, that's a name, the driver license also, and there were clearly not just one shooter, there were clearly more shooters at the spot. So this was a very coordinated attack, isn't it?
Certainly, because look at the location which they had taken. They firstly took the help of a foot-over bridge which was in between two of the lanes, and from there, taking altitude, he kept on firing with his sophisticated weapon. Fortunately, the Australian authorities managed to apprehend him, or whether he has been killed in this particular shootout which happened from the counter strike which happened from the Australian officials. What is very important is the identity of Naveed Akram, who was born in Australia itself. He is a 2001 born youth, and certainly the manner in which the indoctrination level has been rising in the youth is also a serious concern. He is 24 years old, who could have been working in one of the outlets there. So further investigation is yet to be done, but the basic thing which the authorities have been doing is to scrutinize the situation. One more thing which is very alarming, for which the Western media has also been alerted, that the shooter could have also had video of this shootout, because that's a general pattern on which these shootouts do happen. So warnings have been given on social media platform as well, that whenever these videos are surfacing, they should be dealt with very big discretion. Now, Prime Minister of Australia has also spoken to authorities, but the situation so far is coming to be, under control.
And any investigation is going to be very important here. Priyank, my apologies. I'll come back to you in just a moment. Joining us on the phone line is Pathikrit Pain, as well as Mr. KP Fabian on the broadcast with us. Pathikrit, very, very disturbing situation, and this is Australia's October 7th moment. It was a peaceful Jewish festival that was taking place when shooters came in indiscriminately firing, 10 deaths, many others grievously injured.
Absolutely, and it appears that these are immigrants who have been involved in this shooting in a Jewish religious festival day. It appeared from one of the shooters, is what is circulating in the social media, is that at least one of them was using 12-bore shotguns. Had it not been 12-bore shotguns, had it been assault rifles, then probably the casualties could have been much higher, which fortunately is not, even though 10 itself is not a small number. But it appears that given the kind of injury that is there, I'm afraid that the casualty figures might go up. Even though questions will be raised on the intelligence agencies as to what, if there was no inkling they had or something like this, or whether they should have taken a little more security measures for an festival like this, given the kind of threat the Jewish community faces across many parts of the world. The issue is also this, that these kind of lone wolf attacks, it becomes very difficult to stop. Many of these elements may not have any past, crime history or terror history, and suddenly they get radicalized, be it online and offline, and they just get hold of a, gun, and they just need to shoot randomly in such a huge congregation of people. Even a random shooting can end up killing a lot of people, and that's exactly what is happening. One more thing, in one of the social media sites, what was being circulated, one brave individual tried to snatch the gun from one of the assailants.
In fact, that dramatic moment has also been caught on camera, where the man can be actually seen pouncing on the shooter, taking away the gun from him. Otherwise, the death toll could have been much higher, the concern that you mentioned as well. Mr. KP Fabian is also with us on the broadcast. And Mr. KP Fabian, this is a very, very scary situation. As Pathikrit was also mentioning, there are fears of a lone wolf attack. In this case, there are worries that there could be more than one shooter. shooter. There were multiple shooters. This is one of the most popular beaches in Sydney. Peaceful day on a weekend when there was a lot of crowd when the shooting has taken place.
Thank you. Well, first of all, our thoughts go to the bereaved families and those who have been hurt. You know, that is the first thing that occurs to me. Secondly, we all heard about another shooting in Brown University in the United States this morning.
Yes.
As I got up. So what I want to say is that instances of such violence are increasing, and one of the reasons, only one, is the easy availability of the guns. And I'm afraid, the gun lobby, whether in the United States or elsewhere, is so powerful. They do not make it possible to have any control. And why? Because if you take the United States, about which we know more, the gun lobby finances the election of those who are going to the Senate or to the House of Representatives. So there is a nexus. Now that nexus has to be cracked. Then only we can see some...
Well, that is in the United States, isn't it? Because in Australia, the gun laws are among the strictest in the world. And unfortunately, in this case, we can see multiple shooters, one of them also being apprehended by the eyewitness statement as well that has been put forward by Anthony Albanese. He has given a statement where he has taken stock of the situation, and in his statement, this is what he sees. The scenes are shocking and distressing. Police and emergency responders are on the ground working to save lives. My thoughts are with every person affected. I have just spoken to the AFP Commissioner and with the Premier. We're working with the police and will provide further updates as more information is confirmed. I urge people in the vicinity to follow information from the police. Rishabh, does it remain an active situation even now? The information suggests that there were two shooters, one being shot at, one said to be in a critical condition. But are there fears that there could be more shooters? What's the situation currently?
Well, see, what we're given to understand that the local police is raiding the suburban areas. As of now, two shooters, suspected shooters for that matter, have been taken into custody. One has been identified as Naveed Akram by the local media, and local media is reporting that the other one is also from the same area. So we are still waiting for the confirmation that has to come in from the police if the situation is still active, because the raids are still on. The police suspect that in the way these attacks, these shootings were coordinated, it could be more people who would have been part of this whole attack, and hence more raids are taking place. So we'll have to wait for an hour or so from here on to understand whether the situation has been tackled or it's still active.
So let's take a look at these visuals. This is the shooter who has been identified, and look at the image that you're seeing. The driver's license, Naveed Akram, is the name of the shooter. Sagrika is also on the broadcast with us, and Sagrika, one of the shooters being identified. As of now, we are told the situation is under control. As of now, it's believed that there were two shooters on the ground.
Yes, and for now, reports are suggesting that one shooter has been neutralized and one is in custody. These are as per reports. We're also awaiting an official statement from authorities in Sydney. But let me take you through how this incident has shocked the global community. There are messages pouring in from world leaders, especially from Israeli leaders. Let me take you through what Gideon Sar has said. So Gideon Sar says that I am appalled by the murderous shooting attack at the Hanukkah event in Sydney in Australia. These are results of anti-Semitic rampage on the streets of Australia over the past 2 years, with the anti-Semitic and inciting calls of globalize the intifada that were realized today. The Australian government, which received countless warning signs, must come to its senses. So very scathing message there. Then you have the Israeli president also, talking about what happened. The heart skipped a beat upon receiving the news of the horrific attack in Sydney in Australia against our sisters and brothers at the event of the lighting of the first candle at the Hanukkah holiday. I just spoke to David Osip, one of the leaders of the Jewish community in Sydney, who was speaking at the event at the moment the shooting broke out, and through him I asked to convey on behalf of the entire nation our strengthening to our dear ones in the most magnificent Jewish communities in the world. Again and again, we have warned the Australian government of the need to act decisively and uproot from the root the criminal and spreading anti-Semitism in the country in order to prevent harm to the Jews living there. Here in Israel, we pray for the healing of the injured. Then let me also take you through what Keir Starmer has posted. Keir Starmer says that deeply distressing news from Australia. The United Kingdom sends our thoughts and condolences to everyone affected by the appalling attack in the Bondi beach. I'm being kept updated on the developing situation. So here, there is a sense of anger, there is a sense of pain in the Jewish community. Leaders in Israel are saying that they have communicated with leaders in Australia about the anti-Semitic sentiment. There were warnings that were issued, and now that is why you're hearing voices like, we hope that the Australian leaders now come into their senses. That is the message coming in from Israeli leaders. Hanukkah, a festival of peace, targeted in this way. A mass shooting there, hundreds of people celebrating that festival. They were targeted. 2 gunmen killing at will. That's the latest. Pratibha, over to you.
Okay, all right. Sagarika, thank you for joining us with those details.